Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'll be happy to answer any of your questions regarding to how to find more freedom on the fretboard and how to connect to more music that is within you. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are watching right now. Let me actually head into the chat and check it out. I do these live streams from time to time, and they're always fun. So first of all, if you're seeing this, drop me a comment right now. Anything, let me know where you're watching from, or just type the word yes. And yeah, if you're struggling to unlock the fretboard, stay with me, because in this live I'd be happy to show you exactly, how I navigate the fretboard. And I try to do it effortlessly, and the way to stay in that effortless mode is just by, the only way I know is practice, and also know what to practice. So yeah, let me check out the chat over here. The word yes. All right. So for those tuning in, if you have any questions, you can go ahead right now and ask me. If you've been checking out this channel for a while, you know that we're mainly focused on achieving that fretboard freedom, to express ourselves freely. And unlike piano players, for guitar players, there's this thing where we are getting lost more just because the visual aspect of the fretboard. So if you have any questions about that, I'd be very happy to answer. Here we go. Let me know that you're hearing me well and that everything is balanced. Let's see, I'm gonna be the first one to write in the chat, probably. There we go. One of the things that really helped open up my playing is just taking these arpeggios of, let's say you take an E major arpeggio and choosing a certain grouping, so you can, if you play the E major arpeggio just like straight ahead, it sounds like this. But if you start creating these patterns of 2, you can go 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You see? So you can come up with these exercises that, if you just hold like a quarter note, like 1 2 3 4. So I just moved to triplets there, so you can start like in 8 notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and That's gonna be groups of triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then you can take another chord and do the same thing. Hey Keith Korn, hello. How to master a chord change. You can start by voice leading it. I like to start very simple, you know, you can even take just like E and A and just find and locate them across the fretboard. So if you go E to A, just like that, or just like on these first 3 strings. And then from there you can move to E. And from there to E, to A, E, to A. And you do that by knowing how to connect to triads. That's a great place to start with that. And the more you do that with progressions, you feel more comfortable after a while. Hey Belajar from Indonesia. Very cool. Thanks for letting me know that everything is okay. You see, so this is just like 2 of these chord changes. And if we go back to the arpeggio exercise I showed, I can do that as well. So I can take E. And then I can decide that now I'm going to connect to A. And then back E major. And A. And then I can just keep going that across the fretboard, connecting my arpeggios. A, E, A. Hey Raul. You see, I just keep going like that, getting used to the feeling of connecting only E and A. I can keep going. Trying to be very relaxed. Right now I'm also explaining as I go, so there's an extra challenge there, but it's actually pretty good for the brain. It's a little bit of multitasking right now, but it's okay. Right, so I'm just going E and A. And even if I will have like a more complex set of changes, I would still do the same thing. Make sure that I can play the arpeggios through the entirety of the chord progression. So, you know, if you have something more complicated, like let's say you have, I don't know, I'm just thinking about Humpty Dumpty right now by Chick Corea. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but the chords go E flat and D. And then you have G flat and F, right? So if you just take that and you just try to voice lead that in one area, that can actually really help you feel more comfortable. So E flat, and then I'm going to connect to D major. And then if I want to connect to G flat and F, right? And now I can keep going only on these first 4 chords of the tune. So E flat, D, G flat, F, right? So basically, just that part of the song, right? So you just do that. Just really be okay with just taking 4 chords. And another thing you can do is you can start voice leading these. So you can go E flat, and then D, and then G flat. I'm doing some sus stuff there. And then F. And I'm just gonna get used to moving that 4 chord progression. E flat, D, G flat, F, and start to find all kind of voice leadings as I go, because then later I can start arpeggiating them and using them for actual improvisation and phrasing. I'm sorry, I don't know what double harmonic major is. Maybe you mean melodic minor? DJ. Hey, Geronimo. Many blessings to you too. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, let me know, Geronimo. And Belajar, thank you. Yeah. Let's see. I usually don't really have plans when doing these lives, but I do like to, focus on helping you connect some core fretboard concepts like arpeggios and scales and stuff like that. So maybe you can type something like some kind of an emoji or something if you're interested in that. Maybe fire. Let's go with fire. If you want me to talk about arpeggios, let's do fire. And if you want me to talk about scales, let's come up with another emoji. We can have these symbols. So arpeggios can be fire for now. Hey Yossi, thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom. Favorite triad pairs. Favorite triad pairs. I really like the relationship of the minor. Like if you have A minor, and then minor 6 above. Also minor, so you can go like A minor, and then F minor. So that can be. That's one of them. So you can even play that, if you only have like a minor vamp or something, just like that. So you can go. So just like if I play A minor and F minor. I think it's also cool with F major. Arpeggio with closures. Yeah, you can also do enclosures to that. That's E flat. That's pretty out, right? So you can go like, I'm on an A minor vamp, so you can go like A minor and then E flat. That's a major trident above. That's epic. That's cool. That's the E flat thing, but I'm adding some scale notes into the arpeggio, so you can kind of develop that motive, just A minor. So I mean I like that kind of haunted house sound. Yeah, definitely black metal sound. Yeah, that's cool. TJ. Yeah, it's a very dark sound, TJ. And yeah, there's something. Yeah, definitely the Aaron Parks Nemesis. What a fantastic tune. Hungarian scale. Yeah, I don't remember what those are. The Hungarian scale. Interesting. I already feel like I have enough with the diminished and the melodic minor worlds, and just the rest is just stuff that I come up with. I prefer to leverage language by the time I get to all kinds of like over exotic stuff. But maybe I'll, I never say never. I'm always open to learn. Kelamin, working on the cage system, it's been amazing. Yeah, man, keep going. Yeah, the chick song with Frank Gambale, NC17 asks. Yeah, there's, I just demonstrated the 4 chords from Humpty Dumpty there. Yeah, thanks, Yossi. NC17, that was insane. Thanks. It is dark, yeah. I did? Thanks, brother. Yeah, I actually explained a lot of that in my galactic phrases. You can check the link in the description. I really go deep into those combinations. Like we have a full section about different, like inside the academy area, the Weiss guitar. You can click in the link in the description. There's also 5 bonuses right now in there, so it's a pretty cool time because we're celebrating over 5,000 people. So I really go into these outside devices in the Galactic Jazz Lick stuff, and also in the Melodic Minor course there's a bunch of that, mainly utilizing the Melodic Minor modes. But there's also the Improvisers Academy, which is right now it's kind of exclusive, but you can feel free to reach out if you're interested in that too. We are currently a small group of 100 members on my website, and we're just diving into transcriptions. We did some Charlie Parker, and we're gonna also do deep dives into Chick Corea now. Really fun times. I go live with them every month and answer stuff, and we dive into everything. So you can feel free to reach out, check out stuff. Eramak Nom, how much do you credit learning other people's songs to your current fretboard musical knowledge? Yeah, definitely it helps. Like, learning songs is where you kind of put everything together. So, if I have it, I like to create my own tunes, but I also learn tunes that I like. Sometimes I forget them and I need to go over them. Usually, standards and stuff like that is use it or lose it. But I think it was a huge part for me, because even if you learn all the voice leading and you learn all the triads and arpeggios and all that kind of stuff, you really find your voice when you actually use these stuff like on songs, because then it's the real test. Like, can you connect the elements on a given song, and can you actually start using them to express yourself? So yeah, it really helps. It's always good, I believe, to learn a bunch of stuff and maintain them, but always have some songs. Like, I have a list of songs I always go back to, and also just practicing my own music. So I find challenges, and then I kind of reverse engineer back into fundamentals using tunes. I don't know if that made any sense. Let me know. Do you use Conical? I use it, sometimes, but I used to learn a little bit of Conical, and I have friends who are way better in Conical than me that teach me. Like, Yogev Gabay, he also has a very, very cool channel on YouTube. Look him up. He also plays on my albums, Yogev. And also, I used to have a band project, Square to Check, So we used to do lots of stuff that were influenced by Conical. Conical is beautiful, and also just thinking in groupings. You know, if you take a major scale and you come up with a pattern that has like 5 notes, which is a pattern I like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe like the next one can be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So you can go. You see, that was so if you think in conical terms, that's ta di gi na do, and then taka de mi takita, taka de mi takita, ta di gi na do, taka de mi takita, taka de na do, taka de mi ta di gi na do, taka de mi takita, ta di gi na do, taka de mi takita. Now, what matters mostly is to have the, let me just reset my looper, you know, a quarter note. So you can go like, boom, 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 boom. Let me see that the loop is okay. And then 16th notes. See, that's 16th notes, and it's a group of 5 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I can decide that I'm still keeping my quarter note, but I'm not changing anything. I'm just changing the subdivision. So maybe triplets, but still the same groupings of 5 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Da di gi na do, da di gi na do. Conical has free speeds. I would imagine that it's something that has to do with moving between the subdivisions. Like, you know, if you think about it, like imagine like if you had to define 3 speeds. So for what that means for me, I don't know about the traditional conical. It means that I would have something like if I have like actually. Forget about 3 speeds. Let me just demonstrate what that means. So let's say you have a whatever kind of pattern. Let's go with the diminished scale pattern. So I didn't have a click there, but I tried to move between quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see, I moved there from the quarter notes to dotted 8 notes. So that's a speed transition, but I'm still on the same pulse. Ta, ta, di. So I'm still taking just a group of 5. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. So now I can move then to triplets. Ta, di. So I can go like ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum, right? I can also do 8 notes. Ta, di, gi, na, dum before the triplets. So let's do that. So quarter notes, then dotted 8 notes, then 8 notes, and then triplets. Okay. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi. No. 8 notes. Ta, ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. That's triplets, and ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. And then you can have a grouping of 5. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, di, gi, na, dum. Ta, right? I don't have my metronome here because my phone is in the living room. But if I record, let's record quarter notes. By the way, looper is really great practice too, if it helps. So let's try that. Let's go Let's go and just play like quarter notes and try that. I'm not sure about that, but I'm gonna try. Right? And then, wait, let me record that actually with a lower volume. And with maybe with some harmony. Like that. Right? So now the quarter notes. Dotted 8 notes. 8 notes. Okay. I need to practice that. But basically I can play it without the metronome for a second. That will be. You see? Something like that. So it's not like I'm always practicing them like super, like I study them. But I am influenced by the movement of the different subdivisions, if that makes sense. And, you know, now that I'm trying to demonstrate that, I need to really think about it and prepare something that has to do with conical. But yeah, you can start just even moving between quarter notes and dotted 8 notes, and that's already something to practice. You see, quarter notes. Dotted 8 notes, quarter notes, dotted 8 notes, and then try to move to triplets all the way to groupings of 5. So all again. Again, slower. Okay, and try to really feel a steady beat. Pretty cool. DJ, if I understand, one beat can be 8 note and the first note. So the beat can stay, and you can play like you can move between them. Like, you know, it's best if I can show you it actually written. But basically, like, imagine quarter notes. And then you have dotted 8 notes. So you have the 8 note with the dot. But the beat is still, the backbeat is still a beat. So, da, 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 da. Right? So we had like quarter notes, dotted 8 notes, and then 8 notes. Okay? Da, 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 da. And then you can move to triplets. I'll come back to that topic later. How do you choose the thickness of the strings? I'm really used to playing with 11s because I like the sound, but I tried playing 10s. D'Angelico sent me a guitar a few months ago, and so I told the setup guy, I sent him like both the D'Angelico and this guitar, the Gibson, and I told him to put 10s on the D'Angelico because I wanted to have like another, I don't know, sound or another gauge. And it's kind of hard. I don't know, 10s is sometimes feel too thin, and I feel like I need more string to dig into. I have a problem with bending strings. Yeah, bending strings you should probably use lighter strings naturally. If you're really into the bending stuff, so use 10. or use 11s. Some people combine, you know. I'm not really sure how to advise about that. I've been on 11s. TJ says I've been on 11s forever. Anything lighter feels really thin. Nice. TJ, by the way, you've been here for a really long time, right? Like, I think I've seen you around the channel for like 4 years now. Like, are you a member of the website? Are you like, where are you from? Can be nice to know the person behind the cat. DJ Malmsteen speaks about that. Cool. Yeah, I think he plays 08s, right? But he's it really depends on what you're going for. I have a Strat, which I don't use as much. And yeah. And I have 10s over there. And I used to have 09s, like when I was a teenager, playing rock. I don't know if you guys know, but I was a rock guy back in the days. I still love rock. What's your favorite rock band or metal band? I'll tell you some that I used to check out a lot. I was a big Dream Theater fan. And Steve Vai. And Symphony X. I still like listening to Symphony X sometimes. Wow, Russell Allen is the best vocalist. And then what else? Like there was a band. Not many people know about that band, Spiral Architect, that I used to really love. And Pantera. I actually did a Pantera tribute. It's somewhere online. Megadeth for sure. For sure, Megadeth, the best. I used to really like the Tornado of Souls guitar sound. So I had a Marshall amp, and I tried to get that sound somehow with the Marshall amp. I remember that day. Yeah, that was fun times. Oh, Nuno is incredible. Yeah, very inspiring player. Polyphia, cool. Yeah, very. Polyphia is, yeah, it's like they invented the whole soundscape. It's really incredible what they did there. Guthrie Govan. Yeah, Guthrie is absolutely insane. There's like so many, you know. There's so many stuff to take from rock, more rock-based guitar players that like no matter what you play, you can learn so many stuff from basically everyone. It's like pretty cool. Music is endless, and everyone has kind of like his own unique thing. You see, we were just talking about groupings, and this is a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. I like that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Right. So if I would play that now, I'm gonna try to play that in some other place on the guitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Advice to get more accurate at improvisation, to play less and more accurate. Do you mean like harmonically? Hi, by the way, Lapra. Do you mean harmonically, melodically? Or do you mean time? Because if you mean harmonically, melodically, So I think the usual stuff of being able to voice lead elements, triads, arpeggios is always very good for you. Having a song of the week or a song of the month and when you improvise, think actually about like what chords you're improvising on, right? Like so I was just improvising, but I thought about like some Coltrane changes, probably stuff there, but there was like, even when I'm just improvising, so there was some kind of a harmonic intention there just by playing lots of progressions and voice leading through them. So now I just did E minor, F, B flat, and D flat, G flat, A, and then I did D, which is the first chords of Countdown by Coltrane, right? I didn't really think about it, I just wanted to demonstrate something, but even when I'm just doing this, I'm trying to have some kind of intention of something, and it's supposed to come just from non-thinking, like you're basically not supposed to think about anything at all. But there's the basic mechanics of music that we are dealing here with, and I think it's a very good idea to study those, because essentially what you want to do is you want to have a good time playing, and it's actually very helpful to go ahead and decide that you're going to learn music more seriously. No, even if you're taking it as a hobby thing, I think you want to enjoy the freedom of it, even if it's not your profession. So I hope that answers. And time feel wise, it's a whole other talk, but yeah, you're invited to check out what I do on my website. You can go to weissguitar.com or click the link below, or check out the homepage, and you'll see we have the different courses, and there's also an Improvisers Academy where I really dive deep into the time feel stuff, the jazz standards. So super fun. Actually, the Improvisers Academy has become more and more fun, because the archive of the lessons is just really growing. We're doing lots of live sessions. So every month we do live sessions. And I also help them, stay accountable. I give them feedback if they need anything. It's one great hang. Actually, it's super fun times. Really, really, really happy to work with everyone. So check it out. And also, yeah, man, just direct message me, ask me something. No problems. Any other questions? Yeah, let me see what else I had on the list for today. I usually don't plan this, but today I made a small list in case. What else? Yeah, so again, if you're loving this, if you're into those stuff and you really want a step-by-step way system to master the fretboard, so my course is a great place to go deeper. And there's everything from step-by-step system, videos, PDFs, guided practice, direct approach to talk to me, and also later on you can upgrade to live monthly online sessions with me, reviews of your playing, online coaching of me helping you with everything you need. And yeah, it's that's what I've been doing for the last I've been teaching for more than 15 years, but for the last four years it's been just like online, which I'm really grateful for. Yeah, I made this course because I was stuck back in the days on the fretboard, and I tried to pick up stuff from all kinds of different directions, from random teachers, from trying to read different books, watch videos, connect the dots by myself, and I thought that it would be a fantastic thing. That was 4 years ago, to take everything that I believe is important and present it in a very, very milestone approach of a step-by-step thing. And it's been going very, very well. We have over 5,000 people right now. So yeah, you can check it out. It's a one-time payment. Like, you get lifetime access to the general 6 packed courses, and then after that there's also a membership option if you want to upgrade, if you want to meet me every month, if you want me to hold your hand and make sure you're going through the motions. So yeah, you're invited. What else? Any other requests or any fretboard challenges that you had or questions? Let me look in the chat again. Oh, here we go. Thank you, TJ. That's really kind of you. I appreciate that, and that's beautiful. George, before thinking, were you studying chord tones, then chromatic approaches? Not really. Well, like when I'm gonna. That's a good question. So before I knew everything more organized, I used to just transcribe a lot. Since I remember myself, like my dad is a musician, so he gave me some guidance when I was 13, and he told me, just sit with your favorite music and try to learn it from the record. And I was like, oh, that's how you do it? So he said, yeah, he told me a story that when he was a kid, so he used to just sit with the radio and wait till a certain song that he liked was played, and so it was probably in the 60s for him, and he was just sitting down and waiting for the song, and then, like, when the song played, he just took a piece of paper and with the piano or whatever accordion, he had an accordion, he just sat and tried to transcribe right away the chords. And sometimes, and some songs were played every day on the radio, maybe even twice a day. So he got to refine his chart, and then he had that chart with the chords, right? And I thought that's a beautiful concept, because you're like, instead of drowning yourself in all of the songs in the world or all of the topics in the world, you're trying to just like use your ears. And I think that's really good for an extent, right? So I just sat down and I took my favorite songs, and obviously I didn't need the radio. I bought the CDs back in the 2001 or so. And I just checked it out, and tried to learn the songs by myself. And then when I learned the theory, I understood the theory behind it, and kind of, obviously I didn't know any melodic minor modes or any quintuplets or conical or even just voice leading triads. I didn't even know what that meant, but I knew some bits and pieces. And then when I started to pick up on triads and stuff and scales, so that really leveraged my ears. It actually kind of like, imagine I developed something on my first 2-3 years on the instrument, just like intuition. And then when I started really learning everything, like theory and stuff like that, and I tried to apply it to my instincts, like inviting it to leverage my instincts, right? And I think we all kind of have something of a voice that right away when we pick the guitar, it's like an intention that keeps staying there. So all the enclosures and stuff, that came later for me in terms of labeling that and leveraging that. Are there any good technique exercises to strengthen the pinky finger? Honestly, I think the arpeggios are fantastic, because you have to, try this. Let's just pick one. Take an F major arpeggio, which uses the pinky, and just play that reversed. So you can go, and then go on and start doing that with the other inversions. So you can go that, you can do that with the F major arpeggio over here, and then reverse that arpeggio, and then you can come up. Right, so you're using the pinky. I don't know if it's specifically to strengthen it, but I think it's not just about doing this. You know, I saw some people, because I think it's more about, in general, balancing the fingers, and of course also the pinky is one of the fingers, right? So that can be even just working on scales. And trying to make these scales like flow very, very naturally. I think that Bach pieces is also good if you practice Bach music. Because what's good about the Bach music is you keep coming back to the same notes every day. It's not like you're thinking about improvising or random or scales. It's like you're playing a piece. So you get to work on, you know, you get to work on actually all kinds of movement. Right. And all you need to focus on is just getting a better sound each day from that fingers, right? I learned a lot from playing the Bach pieces. You know, this one is the one I play a lot. Very challenging, but very good for technique and finger balance. It's a very long piece. I learned the entire A major thing. Yeah, maybe I'll do a video about that sometime. Can you remember which were your first transcriptions? Well, when I was just a kid, I was just trying to grab a bunch of riffs by Dream Theater. I learned the entire Erotomania song from Awake just by ear, even the solo. Like there was something there, I don't even remember that. Right, I didn't play that for 20 years. And there was the entire thing, like the solo and everything, and I didn't really know where that comes from, and also I didn't have any diatonic knowledge on the fretboard, and I just used my ears, and obviously that took me a year to learn that song, but you know, if I knew music theory, if I knew my scales and patterns, I could probably figure it out like in a week. It's just because you can. It's easier to digest language when you kind of can compartmentalize what's going on, especially in music. But transcriptions, jazz-wise, I transcribed some Weiss and even Alan Holdsworth before I even knew what a major 7 chord is. Just because I thought the sound is cool. And George Benson, you know what? One of my first transcriptions was a George Benson solo on Billy's Bounce with the percussionist. I need to find it. It was really cool. I didn't really know what jazz is, but I wanted to know a little bit of a jazz. I had the feeling of that I want to get into that phrasing. I didn't really know. Also Donna Lee. Before I even knew it's a Charlie Parker tune, I had some album at home of the Rosenberg Trio. You know those guys? And I transcribed the Donnelly. This one. So I transcribed that by ear, and that also took me a little bit less than a Rhythmomania, but probably a week or something. And I was 15, and then I just started to learn anything I can by ear. Yep. Rosenberg Trio, right? Yeah. What year is your 335? Wow, you have Geronimo, 2016. So Geronimo, my Gibson is from 2006. In 2006, I got a scholarship to Berklee College of Music, and I worked in the music store. Back in the days, I worked for 2 or 3 years in a music store, and I just like grabbed one of the ES 335s from the stock, just like right away, and like, okay, I'm gonna have this guitar. I didn't really know anything about what I'm buying, but I'm really happy with it. You know, I had some people send me all kinds of guitars, and the Angelico sent me a beautiful guitar. I have a Strat that I actually invested in that Strat quite a lot, because I wanted to have a very solid Strat, because I used to do a lot of session work, like theater gigs, and even toured with some pop groups back before the entire pandemic thing. I used to do a lot of that, and then from the pandemic, I really went all in on the online thing. And for some reason, I keep going back to this one. I really feel it, like I feel at home with this guitar. Anton, what's up, man? Greetings from Ukraine. Greetings back. If you had only 90 minutes a day to practice as an intermediate player who would like to learn how to improvise, how would you build your routine? Well, honestly, I really laid that down in a very, very step-by-step way on my website. So you're invited to check it out, and you're invited to also reach out. I put a link in the description, but you can also check out my website. But just in general, I would focus on 1 or 2 things only. Like, I mean, right now when I practice, it's maintenance of the foundational elements. So that can be, as you know, like the arpeggios, voice leading, scales, and these stuff, just to maintain them. But I do them these days more through tunes that I compose, because I really like composing. I have 2 albums out, and I'm working on the 3rd album. So, you know, for example, I would maybe start, like recently I just wrote a tune, right? So I experimented just with things that felt good to me, like these stuff, because, you know, these elements that are all diatonic. I might just start with a scale. So let's say I'm just on the C major scale. You see now? So I'm waking up and I'm just playing some diatonic movements. I'm not really limiting myself, but I did work on all of these elements separately, yeah? I did, in some point, I said like, okay, I'm gonna work on diatonic triads and voice leading, right, diatonic, and voice leading progressions with triads, or taking arpeggios, and that's exactly, you know, in my step-by-step system, I really make sure that intermediate guitar players that are stuck in visualizing the fretboard in a deep harmonic melodic level have the opportunity to do that. But these days I am doing more of the things that I'm diving deep into the Improvisers Academy section of the website. So we have 2 sections in the website. We have more of the foundational deep work of the triads, arpeggios, outside devices, all these stuff that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Just check out the website there. Like, I explained everything very deeply there. But we also have the application side. So there's like two sides of the teaching, right? So that kind of reflects what I do. I have the foundational work and I have the applicational work, and I try to balance them. I don't really do it very, very rigidly, but I'm conscious about the fact that if I want to work on my rhythm, I would work on it. If I want to work on my voice leading, I'll work on it. But at the end of the day, it's about creating music. So I would have long periods of time where I'm not going and working separately only on arpeggios, but I would work more on a tune or something. Anyway, so, I would just compose a lot. This is a new tune that I'm working. And now I'm developing this, so I might decide that now I want to work on improvising over the chords of that, right? So I might just write that down first just to see, or just like in my mind go like, oh, maybe I can just work on the first few chords of the song I just wrote. So that can be something like E minor is the first chord, right? I might recognize that. And without even playing in time, I might go... kind of improvise over that tune in free time. Then I have D major. So the relationship between E minor and D major might start. E minor, D major. And then I can go back to my tune. And then again, E minor and D major. Right? Then I can add another chord. So this is kind of like a C major for me. So I can go. And then I can just see if I feel comfortable just with these three chords. So E minor, D major, C major. Now let me improvise over those chords. So E minor, D, E minor, D, C, right? Now this can become even the intro of the song. Now that I think about it, it might. Right, and then I can play my song. Now the next chord of my song is the C over E thing, so I can now I can play it over here. Then I have A, right? So A over C, that's in my song, so I can go and I can look for it over here. I'm still in the spirit of the song, but I'm looking for the idea of expanding the intention of that chord over the entire fretboard through knowing the fundamentals. Like when I say A major, for me, that can be. Right? I want to keep talking about that, but I actually just got to grab some water. So I'll be back in like 1 minute. Let me grab water. Anton, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if that was helpful. I think that's actually a very cool topic. I feel a good vibe talking about how I approach the compositional aspect of the instrument. Like, so basically, we can all compose. We can come up with ideas, but if we have a nice foundation on the instrument, we can expand on those compositions, right? If you think about, like, imagine like fantastic composers like Chopin, Mozart. The composition had a specific intention, harmonic intention, but then it started growing, right? The range of motion grows, and also I listen a lot to Chick Corea with creating the same thing. Let me just grab water and we can talk more about composition and how to approach the practice session how I practice that. And yeah, 1 minute, I'll be back, okay? Thank you, George. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. um, Great tune, thank you. Before you went to Berklee, George asks, what did you know as far as music theory, scales, fingerboard, etc.? And what was the most important thing about music that you got from music theory that you got from Berklee? Before going to Berklee, I was also in a school that I was also a professor in that school when I came back from Berklee. It's I think that what you learn in music schools and in any school is more, for me, was more than just the theory. I think it was the spirit of the other players. Like, I would see guitar players, like I am passionate about practicing, right? But I saw people who first of all, like, there was all kinds of people from all the world, like different cultures. So for me, it wasn't just about the school, it was about the opportunity to meet different people and play with them and see what music means to them. So, some people were really sitting 10 hours a day and practicing, and music was like this main thing, right? Some people were better students than me, so I could be inspired by them. So I don't know if it was just that, but let me answer that. When I came there, what did I know in music theory? I actually knew a lot. I came there with knowledge because I started studying music theory deeply when I was 15. In 15, I got serious. 13, I started playing. 15, I got serious. So I could read rhythm well. I knew triads and voice leading well. I had transcribed bebop by then. So when I was 19 and I started Berklee, I already knew a lot of stuff. But I wasn't really deep into the melodic minor and the diminished harmonies as much. And I don't know, it's hard to say. I think I learned more than the players than the teachers sometimes. But I did have a few teachers there that really, really influenced me. Hope that answers your question somehow. I know it's a weird answer. I should try to compose more, TJ. Well, TJ, I feel like don't even try, just pick up the guitar and just like take decisions. That's what I try to teach my students. Like if I write something, so it might just be me taking decisions, like how did I write this song? I think I heard it, and I didn't get in my own way. I think it's also fair to say that when I started composing, it was a lot harder because the connection between my imagination and my output to just be able to play it was it wasn't really defined yet. Like I could hear, you know what? I would even say that thanks to the stuff that I teach on my website these days, that I'm showing in a very step-by-step way, I can actually pick up the guitar and just compose and improvise. I won't say freely, because it's always a challenge, but more easily. Because basically, I know what I imagine sounds like, and I know how to translate that. If now I can hear something like, right, that's what I heard right now, and now I hear it go like I'm going up and then doing a little swirly thing, right? So I might like play it, right, and now I might feel the urge to play it a little bit more punchy. Now that was kind of like a call and response, a variation on that. And now, for me personally, that can become a tune. Some people might be more judgmental about their compositions. I'm the opposite approach. It doesn't mean that's just the way I am. I might go and darker area of the tune, right, of the harmony. And now that I would probably put that down on paper. I don't use paper anymore. I will just use I used to use Finale a lot. Now I'm really enjoying writing faster on Guitar Pro. It really changes, but sometimes I would only record that. But that would be something I embrace. Like if you've been checking out my albums, that's exactly how I wrote, K4Y. So K4Y, I just filled these triplets, and I just came up with ideas. The harder part for me is not composing the piece and coming up with sections. It's actually most of the energy is after I wrote the tune is is the arrangement. The arrangement part takes a lot longer for me because now I'm dealing with actually, if I'm playing it with a band, if it's just solo guitar thing, so it's easier sometimes, not all the time. But the arrangement part and the production thing, that's in the project, just like booking the studio, getting to the studio, getting the musicians to rehearse together. That's a lot harder for me than actually composing the music. George, I will check out your music. So yeah, George, you can check out, just go to my website. You can see the link here, but I can also share it. Let me just share a link for my website, and then you can check out my life's work, basically my music, anything else that you want. There's learning paths, and we have Improvisers Academy if you're more advanced, and there's also the courses if you're more into that stuff. So check it out. It's fun stuff, and also you can reach out to me. But anyway, here it is. So Daniel Gaurav, right? Gaurav. Daniel, how can we write music using interesting modal interchange chords in a progressive music style? I don't know, what do you mean by interesting modal interchange? Modal interchange. I mean, do you mean changing modes? If you mean that, so I don't really think about the modes as much as I think about the progression. And if you're talking about progressive music, so I can give you an example from my music, like Pyramids, which you can check out. You know what's interesting? If I can actually play you Pyramids on the stream, I guess I need to do that beforehand. I'll do sometimes a live stream where I'm playing my compositions and explaining them, like what happened with the band and and all that kind of stuff. Would you like that? Does that sound like a cool thing? I think that sounds pretty fun, right? So I can play the music, I can show the charts and stuff like that. But basically, what we had there, let me see. We had this intro there in the beginning there in Pyramids, my tune. And that was actually, yeah, nice. Now I want to figure out how to do it right away. Let me see if I can actually put that on screen. Let's see. I'll need your help to let me know if you can see it. So this is my screen right now, and if I take that and I push it here. No promises, guys. I'm doing this live. Okay, so now you can see my my screen and Pyramids. Here it is. Let me know if you hear anything. Do you hear anything? that was the first area, section of the, and now we have the second area, and that's a different modal tonality, I guess, if that's what the question was referring to. So we started, so first of all, everything at the, like, some of it is based on a tune called Invitation. So, you know, it starts from this kind of thing, which is more like altered space, right? All of these chords are just chords that I really like playing whenever I refer to the altered kind of sounds. So you can, you know, you can decide that you're starting your composition by actually grabbing more of the you know, modal chords, right? So I did that with an intro. I didn't do that intentionally. I just, it's probably from my influences, right? And then after that, there was this whole section that the melody came in. So first of all, you know, intro, I played the chords alone, and then the band came in and we played the same thing. So this is all altered chords from the altered, right? Yeah, the seventh mode of melodic minor. By the way, can I ask you guys to subscribe if you're still here? Is that okay to ask? Like, and also press like, because it actually helps me out. So please subscribe. Okay, so you see, so just that section. Oh, cool, you can see me like that. Okay, I didn't even know what you're seeing. Anyway, so just that section, and you get already a bunch of material to work with, and then from there I started moving on to other sections. It's cool to know that I can do this. Let me close the window. Someone is playing some weird music out there. Yeah, someone is playing music really loud. Wait a second. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for subscribing. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I guess it changes a lot, but you know, and so after that intro, there was a whole part that was based on the harmony of Invitation, but I kind of changed the stuff. I'll share with you a secret on my next album. The concept is that I'm taking lots of jazz standards that I like, mostly Chick Corea and Coltrane, because I'm really into those guys. And I'm changing the chords, I'm changing the melody, I'm arranging everything, and from that I dive into something that you would never probably recognize. It's that tune. But sometimes I also take standards and arrange them, and then from there it becomes something else. So you never know, you know. The guitar was a Strat. Yeah, it was a Strat. I was actually looking for that a little bit more of a Scott Henderson tone on the new on the last album, The Vortex. So I used the Strat. I still love. Yeah, am I still here? Is it still on? Yeah, it is. Cool. Daniel, do you stay in a place where you are able to gig a lot? And would you say gigging is crucial, or not as much? I used to gig all the time. I used to gig. I used to live in New York after Boston, and I always played gigs. And then when I came back to Israel, I did a bunch of session works. Like for 3 years, I did a bunch of theater gigs, like, you know, the Broadway kind of stuff. And I did a lot of pop stuff and recording sessions, and I even wrote music for orchestras for a while. I was really getting into orchestration I actually have a few orchestrated pieces. Something wrong with the audio? Let me check. 1, 2. A. 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 Check mic. I can see that I'm sending. Yeah, I can. Let me know if you can't hear me. So yeah, I think that gigs are important, like, you know, even if you have a few of them. But for me right now, I have gigs of my own music. I have a quartet, and we only play once every few months. We've been offered Daniel Weiss Quartet, the band you just saw. So we've been offered to do a cool tour in Europe, and I became a father, and I didn't just recently, and I didn't go for it right now. But I am planning on doing a tour sometime. I think that can be pretty fun, just playing my music. Who knows? I think it will be probably a European tour, because rumor says that it's more manageable financially to do that. So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, George. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's a new world. It's also pretty exciting and inspiring. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, yeah, it's a good feeling. Thank you, Yossi. Wow, you guys are very kind. Yeah, man. God bless you too, and your family too. Thank you, everyone. It's a good feeling. Yeah, part of life, right? Very inspiring, you know. He started dancing today, and really reminds me the first time you fall in love with rhythm is when you're a baby, right? And you dance. So music is already in us, which reminds you to always be a student of music. It's every day is a new day with music. I never pick it up like I know everything. Like, even when I teach, you know, and even though I did put all these pathways and systems and courses, which I put a lot of effort into, I always know that there is so much more to teach, so much more to learn from everyone I meet. Even my students, I learn from them. And I bet I will even learn when I start teaching my kid a lot of stuff. Nice. Cool. Yeah, Israel can be fantastic, and it can also be challenging. You know, like a lot of stuff. But hey, we're here to focus on the good stuff. So, yeah, people, thanks for tuning in. I hope you check out the website. I hope you check out the music. There's a bunch of links in the description inviting you to be part of my world. And I also give one-on-one lessons, private teaching now. There's an opening, so you can check it out. Again, nwiseguitar.com. And there's also a courses page there, and a bunch of stuff on sales, like bundles and everything. So check it out. I think this is super fun. I want to do more of these live stuff. And yeah, today I'm just gonna go live, you know, because even though sometimes just like 50 or 100 people are tuned in, it's a chance for me to interact with the viewers, and I honestly feel a lot more motivated to create content when I have some kind of exchange of energy. Like, I noticed that sometimes it's hard for me to stay consistent if I don't know who's watching, you know? Like, I like the conversation. So I even started to have an idea of bringing some of my friends, musician friends, to have some discussions. People who are just like top musicians that maybe even a lot of you already know. I actually had Oznoy here. I'll edit some snippets from that. We already uploaded. It was years back, but yeah, the interview stuff and the conversation and just like opening things more community-wise. Anyway, once again, check out the links in the description. Check out my website. Support this channel. Ask me anything. Reach out and stay a friend. And I wish you the best. Good vibes. Go practice with inspiration and go have fun. And talk to you soon. All right? Bye.